Hey guys, Andrew McFarland here from StartAJuiceBar.com. Hope you guys are happy and healthy. Today we're talking about the big problem with small commercial grade juicers. Some of you guys aren't going to want to hear this. Some of you guys are going to be very, very happy that you watched this video, hopefully before you've invested in a small scale commercial grade juicer. But before we dive into this, if you guys are new to the channel, you don't know who I am or what we do, over the last 10 years, actually 11 years at this point and more, we have been helping hundreds of entrepreneurs all over the world launch and scale successful juice bar concepts, smoothie bar concepts, acai bowl businesses, and more, as well as running our own businesses in this arena. All the information on this channel comes from this wealth of experience. Early invitation, press the like button. You'll like the video more if you do. Subscribe to the channel. You'll like the video even more if you subscribe, if you're not subscribed yet. And then hit the notification bell, because of course you want to be the first to know if we are releasing content like this, because this could totally change your business and therefore change your life. Now, diving in. So you're in a situation, you're starting a juice business, and you think, hey, I've got a limited budget. I don't want to invest in a $25,000 juicer. I don't want to invest in a $15,000 juicer. I want to invest in a $5,000 juicer or less. Okay? Now, I understand the sentiment. I understand that this is something that you would be thinking about, because you've got to invest in all kinds of things and your budget is potentially tight and your money is precious. Okay? But I've just come to experience and learn that this, in almost all situations, is a really, really, really big mistake. And I want to expand your thinking on this as to why that is, and just share, ways that you can approach this whole situation. Okay? So firstly, like I mentioned, I do understand why you would be having this thought and why would you approach your business in a way that gives you a little bit more money and cushion in other areas, and you're not spending all the money that you need on your juicer. First thing that you have to understand about this business is you are in the manufacturing business, okay? You're in the manufacturing business. And whenever it comes to manufacturing, efficiency of process is key. Why? Because let's just look at every piece of equipment as like a small scale robot, because this is what they are. They're all robots. And if you have more robots working for you and more efficient robots working for you, what does it do? That saves you money on labor and time, okay? So what happens is that you have to make up for the lack of efficiency of your equipment with labor and time, ultimately, which long term becomes more expensive. So I'll share a story with you that I experienced tangibly. I had a friend who also owned a juice bar in the community where I had another juice bar business, and we would just check in and talk about how the business was going, how are things. And he was running his business with, I think, four Norwalk juicers. You guys might be familiar with this juicer. It's very similar to what we have now in the industry. It's called a pure juicer. Very similar. I think he had somewhere between 3 and 4. He'd been running his business for about, 2 or 3 years, and he couldn't get out of the store. He was making good money on the top line. I was talking to him. I was like, what's going on? Why are you still in here every day? Every time I walk in here, I'm like chilling. I'm relaxed. My business is making money. I'm walking in the store once a month for 5 minutes, just checking in on the staff. How are things going? Cool. Awesome. I watch the sales online. And I just talk to him. How are things going? And I'm like, yeah, just talking about his numbers. What are you doing? What's going on? What's your labor? Your labor is through the roof. What's going on? What kind of juicers are you using? He tells me I'm using these really small, at that point, not even commercial grade, but very similar to some commercial grade juicers that are out there. And I was like, why haven't you invested in a bigger juicer? Oh, I don't know. I don't have the money now to do it. I'm like, you need to get a loan or something. You need to find a way to do that, because what your labor, let's just do the math, my friend. Over a year's period of time, if you're doing $700,000 and your labor is at 40%, right? That's a significant amount of money. Way more than you would have spent on that piece of equipment just to even get your labor down 10%. Getting your labor down 10% on $700,000 is $70,000. A large-scale industrial juicer costs $25,000. So you would have had even padding on top of that. This is why it's so important to know your numbers, and it's so important to understand how you think about your business long term. So what happens is in these situations is, let's say you don't even have a staff, so you don't have other labor, it's just your time. What happens is you're going to invest tons of time trying to keep up with orders, assuming that you have sales, right? That's the catch-22. Either you don't have sales and you're twiddling your thumbs, which is a problem, or you do get sales and you're too busy because you can't process your orders fast enough, and you're stuck on a hamster wheel trying to have enough time to grow the business, but you don't have enough time because all you're doing is making juice. And so The small scale commercial juicer, there's a few that are out there, and I'm not going to say any names, but there are companies that are out there that are selling these smaller scale commercial juicers that really aren't built to help you grow. You'll get bottlenecks pretty quickly and you'll get stuck. And so, as they say in life and in business, cheap is expensive. Understand, yes, you can save yourself money up front, but it will cost you money long term, especially if you have employees. Just do the math. And I really want you guys to do this because a lot of times people aren't doing this. Do the calculation and figure out, okay, if this takes me X amount of time for myself, if I was to hire another employee in here, how much am I paying them hourly? How much more time would I save if I invested in another juicer? Scale that out over 6 months, a year, 2 years. Because the thing is that if you wait to buy this piece of equipment, you've already spent that money on the labor. You still need to buy that next level and scale of juicer. You've already done it. You might be in the hole for $5,000 up front, and then over the year you've wasted, because of your inefficiencies in labor, you've wasted another 10, 15 grand. So that money's spent, that's gone. And you still need to invest in another $15,000 juicer, or let's say multiple, right? Other juicers, there's, for example, in some situations, you look at a company like Kuvings, they sell slow cold press juicers. These are juicers that you can use and get maybe multiple, and they're continuous feed, so it would be much, much faster than having some other juicers that are also commercial grade that are two-stage. So there's a link below if you want to look at potentially getting into one of these commercial Kuvings juicers, and I'll have a link to which one I recommend. But think about the fact that you have to understand that your labor is such a huge component. In the short and long term, your time is precious if you need to grow the business. So ultimately, making a smarter investment up front. And that doesn't mean that you have to spend $15,000, $20,000 on a juicer. You just have to be thinking about what kind of commercial grade juicer you need to get in order to make sure that your labor is efficient, and then you can grow the business. So if you need help with this, you want to figure out how to buy the best equipment, what juicer to buy, everything else for your business, reach out to me personally at Andrew@StartAJuiceBar.com. Happy to discuss how we can help you. I'm friendly, don't worry. So I look forward to speaking with you. And then lastly, if you haven't liked the video yet, if you heard this long, of course you like the video. It's free. Press the like button. It supports me. It also supports me supporting you, because the more people that see this, the more people that comment on it and tell me that they like the content, the more inspired I am to make videos for you guys. So you can put any questions or comments in the comment box below. Lastly, follow us on Instagram at StartAJuiceBar. And if you like podcasts, we have a podcast. iTunes, Spotify. It's called the Juice Bar Experts Podcast. That's all for today. See you guys in the next one. Take care. Hope you guys have been enjoying the video content. If you're inspired to learn even more about how to start your juice business from scratch, for you, we have a free ebook. It's called the 15 Steps to Starting Your Juice Business. And this is going to go through a high-level overview, through a step-by-step process on how you get your business off the ground. Everything from branding, menu development, finding the right location, and more. This is going to be a clear roadmap so you know how to go from where you are all the way to opening your store. If you want to go even deeper, we've also created an online course. It's called the Juice Bar Master Blueprint. This is going to go into great depth on everything from how do you put together and think about recipe development? How do you cost out your menu and what's the math around it? What equipment do you need? How do you design your store? How do you find the right location? And so much more. I know you're going to find a lot of value out of both of these. There's links in the description below. So I hope to see you guys at the next video, and enjoy.